If you like Fiesta RS turbos or fast Ford content, this video is the video for you. This just isn't any Fiesta or Ford RS Turbo build, okay? This is a proper, well, it was an OG original car, okay? Factory spec, factory standard, which is going completely modified. But follow along the series because we have this having a full restoration too. But yeah, let me promise you, you're going to really enjoy this video of this now. If you haven't seen, go back and watch the old videos because it's on a run up and a lead up to being amazing.
Three days later.
Okay, so we've got the front end up in the air. I'm going to buzz these wheels off quickly, buzz these off, drop the shocks down, undo the anti-roll bar, drop links and kind of stuff, and then look at putting the new springs on, okay? So here are the new springs, if they're going to be fitted to the original shocks on the car, because we did have the gas goals, not gas goals, I think, they were Coney's adjustables. Huge shout out to everybody who reached out to me in the old videos as well, okay, about saying that the shocks predominantly may work. A little bit worried, okay, and I don't think they will work because when you extend them, they were retracting. Spoke to the owner, we're going to look at putting these ones on a car, the springs on the original. I'll put an upload now of a video of it, which I did find on Coney, which is quite reassuring, but yeah, enough messing around. Let's get into this car, let's get this build done. So the sooner we do that, the sooner we can get onto this, because we've got new springs to fit onto this, so we start building the shocks up, moving this out and welding the rear beam. Yeah, this video is going to be a banger.
Hi, I'm Doug and I'm here with Mason O'Hare from Coney Shocks. Mason, I get this question from customers all the time. I've taken my shocks out of the box and they haven't extended. Sir, broken?
No, absolutely not. And yeah, you're correct. That is a question that we get asked quite often as well. So Coney makes three different types of shock absorbers. We make a hydraulic shock, which carries no gas charge, a twin tube low pressure gas, nitrogen charged shock, and also a monotube high pressure gas shock. The first thing everyone does as soon as they take out the box, they compress the shock to see if it's working. Now a shock that does carry an internal gas charge, yes, it may slowly self-extend, could take 5 seconds, could take 10 seconds. Depends on a number of variations, if it's an adjustable shock, where it's adjusted, internal guide seal, friction, drag on the piston rod can change the rate at which the piston rod extends, or if, for example, this shock, which is hydraulic only, if you simply compress this shock, there's no gas charge inside, it's going to stay at the compressed length until you re-extend it back to the length that you need to install in your vehicle. So yes, some shocks will extend on their own, some will not. Depends on the type and the design of the shock absorber itself, whether or not it carries a gas charge. But even if it does carry a gas charge, the rate of extension itself can still change. So to answer your question, no, just because the shock doesn't extend doesn't mean that it's damaged, broken, or lost gas pressure.
Mason, that's great information for the customer and for myself. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, you will see we've got standard Fiesta RS Turbo calipers. We've got the yellow stuff, I think at EBC. We've got vented and grooved discs, okay? Here's the original shocks, got the drop link and stuff on it. We need to now undo all this, undo this, drop that shock down, and then when this is down, put the shock on, spring on, and then go from there. And then I'll show you the size of these things. And they say size doesn't matter. In here, it most definitely does. First of all, I'm going to try and agger these. They're 19, so hopefully these will come undone. Surprisingly loose. Put some penetration spray around there now so I can smack this down. I'm going to take off this. I believe off the top of my head, if I remember, that's a 17 mil. Yep, let's get this off because we need to take the drop link off. That was nice and easy. Happy days, we are winning. Big shout out as always to GSF for supplying the parts. Some maintenance spray down there, it's like WD-40, GT85. Anyway, we need to, right, we let that soak for a little bit. We need to take the brake line off. We need to take the brake off as well here, so we might as well take a brake off now. And to do that, simply what we'll end up doing is, well, we'll split the brake. We'll take a brake line off up here. And then we just roll it. We'll take the caliper off then, take a disc off later, and we'll be fitting the new disc on it, which I'll be showing you. I can smack this down, and then I can indefinitely just undo that top bolt. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, so back, okay, is a H7. Just want to add, okay, someone's been using my tools. So it'll be Di or Dylan. One of you have misplaced my H7. So I appreciate if somebody could put in the comments, where have you put it? Just like that, yeah. So we got the yellow stuff pads. See the calipers hanging down. There's loads of meat on these. So yeah, resalvage these for another time. Again, the 17 mil sits at the back of a carrier. Hopefully the gun will get this off. Yeah, and as easy as that, that's the brakes off. Use some persuasive taps. Also, don't forget to take the disc off. Okay, next job is to undo this, and I believe again that might be a 19 if I remember correctly. Yep. Hopefully this should come off with Yagga Dagga, which it does. Okay, so the shock has come down now. Let's have a look. There's the top hat spring and everything with it. So we need to now, swap these over with the others, and hopefully he's got some new boots to put on you. There's bits of rubber dropping everywhere. Let me stop a second whilst I tidy up. Problem. So the bearings have collapsed and all this rubber was perished. This was kind of like dead in there. Let me flip it round. So look. So off come the spark shocks. We need to build up the new shocks, but we need the top mounts. Also, shocks on it. Are also dead. Yeah, look, you can see all the oil where it's burst out. So that, my friend, is also trash. This car's a pain in my backside. So calipers would go on the discs like this, okay? So look, so everyone can see, nice and big. However, now the standard bolts don't fit. So we need to do a nut and bolt system. Don't have that here, and they haven't been supplied with the discs, which is a bit frustrating, to be honest. So it's just another thing after another thing that we need to play about with. But yeah, I suppose these things are sent to test us. Frustrating because it's time. Also, I can't really move forward until I've got a bearing for the top of this. So I now need to flip over to the other side. One thing worth mentioning, it does have the uprated lower arms with poly bushers. Okay, so yeah, the shock's dropping, and so I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to push this down. And the standard shocks coming off a car are done in two. So yeah, add them to scrap pile. We will get there, guys, we will get there. This bearing is a little bit better, but I'm going to be completely honest, that's shot too, so I'm going to order some new bearings and some top mounts. Situation fixed, okay, so yeah, bearings are toast, so we're going to have to use the bearings off my car. So they were new anyway, so I had a new set of bearings, so they will go on Kerry's car now and we'll replace ones on my car. Also we're going to replace these as well, so yeah, more parts for Kerry, but yeah, this is what it is, I suppose. Up against these things, sent to test us. Let's get back on with the job. Let's get these on, let's get the springs on, and hopefully we have no more issues. We've been having a little bit of a drama, so let's get some spray grease on here. Yeah, ignore the gearbox oil in the background. I'm raging about that too. Let's get this up again, big shout out to GSF. Okay, so we have fitted the conies, we fitted the drop link back on an RS Turbo car. No boys out there trying to charge his battery. You have the bracket here, which has this. Unfortunately, not using the RS Turbo shocks, like maybe just an XR2 shock. It doesn't have it, but he's aware of that. That's been cable tied in. Let's get this wheel back on now. Let's build up the other side, put the original brake back on, and hopefully we'll see a difference in ride height. What an absolute pig of a job. So yeah, we've got the orange shocks on. All this is back buttoned up. We've got the brakes back on for the simple fact is we need longer bolts. I want to drop the car down so I can see the height. What should have been a simple hour job, if that, turned into like a 3-hour job because it was a pig, because the drive shaft come out, it wasn't very well fitted before, the bearings needed grease and all that kind of stuff. It was a bit dry, boots are dry, so they need a bit of oil and grease, sorry. Yeah, I've had to put the brake back on, which I took off. Yeah, and then it was just a pain in my backside, to be honest. If a job could go wrong, it did go wrong. Like I said, top mounts and stuff, so we need to get new top mounts, which I had new ones, which we put in mine on here now, so Kerry will have to replace them. But yeah, I just want to get the car down to see if the height is any different, to show Kerry. Okay, so car is dropped down. It's looking really nice, isn't it? Really fresh. I'm well happy with that. So yeah, that's tied up really well. Except still need a breather over there. Need the bolties on, and we got the cover to go over there. But yeah, that looks nice like that, doesn't it? It is cold. The car is freezing cold. So it's just on a bit of a cold start. Right, so we're going to pull the car out and we're going to have a look what the height is like. They've not gone on yet, unfortunately. So yeah, we need longer bolts for them. But I'm hoping, so luxury, does seem a bit stiffer. So we will see. Let's have a look at this side. Okay, so we've changed the front shocks for the gas-filled ones. I've still got a clip to put in. I might have already put in from Coney. If you see me do that, I cracked my tooth on my birthday. Never mind, my dentist is just impossible to get in. Yeah, we've done the shocks, to re-grease the boots and stuff like that, put the CV joints and all that back on. Fiddly, bigger job than it should have been. But yeah, the car is not rubbing now. I've taken it up and down. It's actually driving really nice. So it did rub a bit with the old wheel, with the old setup. So let's give it. It is nice and firm. The old shock clearly were blown as well. So look. So It is a far more stiffer ride. And look, do you know what? It looks absolutely fantastic, and I've born it now. So I got a few little bits and pieces to do to the car. I need to get the bolts for this. I need to get the thermostat switch in, which is down there. I want to check and top up the oil for Kerry. Yeah, I got that to do. Just checking everything's okay. Bit of condensation because it's just been sitting here for such a long time now, not been running. So yeah, we're getting there. Seen a few little drives up and down, I'm sure, so it's nice to see it running. Need to clean up all this kind of stuff. Then I'm going to invite Kerry up to clean the car, and then we're going to get this car through an MOT. I should have closed that up earlier, shouldn't I? I was driving it. Never mind, I took that off when I was doing the brakes. So yeah, in terms of the car, so all that's left to do realistically, he has messaged me about about speakers, so maybe a sound install is coming. I need to put the black door handles on, which may be in this video. I'll do that to just give it a little bit more original look, even though we got these crazy wheels. And yeah, the discs are left to do on it. I pretty much think that's it. Breather, route the breather back into the system down there, clean the bay up and stuff, wire this fan in properly with some nice wires, and that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it. But look, at this moment in time, hit like, sub, and enable notifications because I need the traffic for the channel. Some of these videos are really vibing, kicking off, some of them are not. I want to get onto that RS Turbo ASAP, so as soon as this is done, I can get back on that. I have got a few little bits, but I've come for this today. Let me show you. So yeah, so we've had some springs come. So we got some fresh springs. So these are only a 40mm drop, so these will look spot on the shocks. Like I said, I can braided lines to go on this car too. I got all the painted undercarriage to go on. And I've also got some new stone chip as well, like the grey finish, the Novel of the Gravitex, I can't remember, anti-gravit 600. So yeah, we get these shocks built up when I get my top mounts back because I've had to line them to Kerry for that. But yeah, as soon as I've got that done, I can get on to this. And I'm really excited because it's pretty much only the back end to do then on the welding. And then we can start getting on the body work as well. I've also landed myself a new sponsor, which we'll see later on in a future video, which will help me paint the inside of a car. I needed to button some of these off, these welds. And yeah, it's coming. And working on Kerry's car, it's making me excited to finish this.
One eternity later.
Okay, let's crack on with this build. We have the breather setup now put on. That's finally come from eBay. So yep, we've got the breather setup in place. Back wire needs sorting out. Yes, we've got a upgraded fuel switch that goes in the thermostat. Kick spade, so we're going to rewire this in. Lefty loosey, yep, let's pull that off. I think it was 30mm. So yeah, the old one is toast, boom, let's kick that into the bin. That's the new one, let's fit it in. Make sure you've got the crash washer on it. So yeah, got to take a water hose to get off to get that. No problem though, because we need to top some coolant up anyway. Yep, that's right, get the coma coolant in. Swap some of these fuses over because remember they burned up last time. Oh, hang on a minute, this is a really important part. Don't forget, we're not only building cars, we're building a brand now, okay? So yeah, if this car gets a seal of approval, boosted 2000. It's still a million miles away. Let's get it. The car sounds absolutely temperature is sitting absolutely perfect, and yes, the fan is working. Absolute success. It's been a while since this car's been moved, so that's great news. Yes, just checking. It's sucking. Okay. You see my very, very happy face. Let's just check our temperature. Yes, that is absolutely spot on. As you can see in my face, it's like excitement. Okay, so on to the next job. So yeah, let's take the handles off, let's take the door cards off, let's take the two Phillips off. Boom, let's get these back on as quickly as that. Let's get the door card on, let's check it all works. Way, we've got black door handles. Yep, that works, no problem at all. Let's reverse this now and do it on the other side at the same time. Did make a little bit of a mark on there, so let's polish that out with a bit of compound. Nothing leaves here unless it's right. Oh, look at that, absolutely perfect. It was unhelped, but you know what? It's cleaner than the rest of the car now. Yep, test, it works. Fit the rest of the centre caps we were missing, making it look nice and neat. Whole car does need a clean. And look what I found, I've been moaning about this for ages. So the bonnet keeps coming down and clonking me on the head. Yeah, look how perished that is. So yeah, pull that out, let's sort it out. Let's throw that into the bin where it goes. Ooh, nice and fresh. Check out that Boosted 2000 sticker. Yep, the bonnet holds itself up now, this is flawless. Okay, so good news, yes, it's another day. That car is purring and purring away. I told you it was going to be a good video tonight. So yeah, still got the big stoppers to fit, but let's check this car out. It's all level now, it's not rubbing, it's had a bit of a test. I've also done the door handles you would have seen. Let's take a look, let's appreciate this car. So yeah, door handles are working absolutely lovely. Temperature is absolutely fantastic. And more important, we have fans, everybody. Yeah, heaters are working. So everything is working on the car. Lights are working. So yeah, it's nearly MOT ready after the brakes. Okay, so on that note, I need to get off to fasteners because I need these. And I need longer ones of these for the brakes. So I'm going to leave you on this note, but what I am going to ask you very kindly, please hit like, sub and enable notifications, even join the channel as a paid member because you get to see earlier videos. And you know what, it does, it helps me build this. It gives me the motivation, it gives me that, well, do you know what, YouTube, it doesn't pay, okay? I'm not Matt Armstrong, I'm not one of these massive tubers. I'm literally making pennies, if that's doing enough to, like I said, cover a can of paint or something like that once a month. But yeah, with fear of sounding like I'm begging, because I've been told before that, just a like, a hype, a sub, an enable notification, if that is really appreciative, and it helps me mentally, and it helps me keep carrying on. And look, remember, Boosted 2000 is a car, Boosted 2000 now is a channel, Boosted 2000 is my own personal brand, and I just want to get this right, and I want to be able to continue doing what I'm doing. But until next time, thanks for watching.